Everybody, Grid21 back with another video. And in today's video, I thought I'd kind of take a bit of a step back a little bit from my normal like tutorial videos and teaching you stuff and everything, and kind of talk about what my office is like now going forward here in 2021. Which, by the way, by the time you might see this, Happy New Year. If not, I hope your 2021 is going well. And my office has changed a lot, and I haven't really done an office room tour video in a really, really long time. And I thought that now with it being, the first couple of days here in January at the time of shooting this video, I would basically just kind of do like a from left to right tour a bit of the office space and everything, and talk about some of the things that I've added, maybe a few things I might have removed. Actually, it's more so just things, well, okay, maybe some things I did remove and some things that I added. Okay, that's fair. So I'll explain that a little bit here in the video, a little bit later in the video here, and just kind of talk about stuff really. And I'm gonna also be inserting some B-roll footage as well, so there'll be some overlaid footage and stuff. I would use my normal video camera, but it is locked into place in a particular angle, and I don't really want to disturb that angle too much. Which actually, let's go ahead and talk about the video camera right off the bat here. I am using a Canon HFS 200 that is plugged into an Elgato cam link, and I've really been happy with being able to reuse some old, it's kind of an old camera now to this point, but this camera for the good part of about 10 to 11 years or so served as my normal field camera for when I did professional videography shoots and stuff. And it was sitting in my bag for a number of years, my camera bag, and I was like, it's kind of frustrating that I have this really nice camera, but, I'm not able to really, use it the way that I want to. And so through the very insane price of trying to buy a cam link due to COVID and price scalping, I was able to get a cam link, and this has a really nice HDMI out. It does 1080i, which I'm not really a fan of because I don't really know how it looks on video, but I just don't like that. I think I'm actually doing it's 1080 30, even though it's 1080. It says 1080i on the output, but I use it for all my streams, obviously, and it really just kind of, it felt like a bit of a step up a bit as far as camera quality is concerned. And then I later bought a wide-angle lens, which I found a couple years later. I didn't realize wide-angle lenses were made for this camera, and I really wish I'd known that sooner, because this camera has a crop factor that is really irritating. I've also had to switch the autofocus off because for some reason it gets really upset when autofocus is on. I don't know if it's trying to focus on this or me. I don't know what the deal is. I've never been able to figure it out. I'm not really going to try to figure it out. So I leave autofocus off, which I just do zooming, obviously, in software with OBS here. And it's really just been, it's nice to reuse old stuff. Eventually, I would like to upgrade to something. I've been looking at some ideas and some camera equipment and think about what I could do for the future to make, stream quality better, obviously. But I think for right now, for, the quality that I do stream at, being I'm not obviously a partnered streamer right now, and I can only stream in 720, I think that, for the downscaling from 1080i down to 720 looks pretty decent on stream. So it's, it works for most cases and stuff. Now, one of the problems with this camera, which is why the lighting has looked a lot better recently, is that this camera does not do well in low light situations. It has a very noisy sensor, and I'm not really sure why Canon released it with such a noisy sensor, but to compensate for that, I'm using a pair of Dasny D50 LED panel lights that I actually heard about from a Twitch streamer by the name of DJ Wheat. He's Twitch staff member and stuff, and talked about his lights one time on stream, and so I looked it up. These lights are particularly very cool because not only can they be wall power, they can also be battery powered as well. So if I were ever to go out and do field work, I can slap in a battery and have a handheld light and be able to film my subject and such. Now the clamp for that is a little interesting. So it's got a desk clamp that clamps right to my desk. We'll talk about my desk here in a second, but it's got a desk clamp, and so I'm able to, when I raise my desk up, I got a standing desk recently. I'll talk about that in a sec. But when I got these, I got them specifically because they had that desk clamp. Now, the way that it connects to the pole for the, from the light to the pole and everything is through this special little, like, I don't know how to describe what type of clamp this is or what this is called, but it's like this pole thing, and then there's a screw that screws into and bites into the pole and then keeps it from turning. It's not really my most favorite way of it being mounted, but considering the fact that these lights don't move, they don't have to move, they don't go anywhere, they're pretty sturdy where they are, it's not something that I've really found much to be a pain, and I've kind of learned to live with it for the most part. But I can see if I were to go out and do some field work and I want to have a tripod, stand, whatever, I'd have to get something that would adapt to that, obviously. And I'm sure something like B&H Photo would have something that would work for me. Some of the other major upgrades were, yes, I got a standing desk. I don't remember what this standing desk is called or who it's by. I will try to put a link for it in the description below the video so you guys can go check it out. But this is a mechanical standing desk, meaning that there is a little handbrake that I have to push up to release the mechanism. And there's a center gear in the part of the table that connects to a rod that goes to two hydraulic legs that lift up the desk, and then I just snap that clamp back into place, or that brake back into place. Couple different reasons for getting a standing desk. Being a content creator, you do a lot of sitting, which is very physically unhealthy for you. Obviously, it's not good for your body to be doing all the sitting. In fact, I feel like I'm actually turning too much at an angle with my camera here. Excuse me while I just kind of turn for style points. But as a content creator, you do a lot of general sitting, and a lot of looking at your screens and everything. And so I felt like that from a health perspective, it would make more sense to have a standing desk, so that in the event of a middle of a stream, I feel like I'm just sitting for too long, I can just up the desk, and stand at it. And I really enjoyed having a standing desk, although I have to admit, sometimes I get a little bit lazy and I don't always want to stand, but I know that I should, and I do, and so it gives me a chance to stand for a little bit. And when I get tired, I can sit back down in my chair, which is something we'll go ahead and talk about. This is actually transitioning real nice here, with this video. I like it. So speaking of the chair, yes, this is a Secret Labs chair, # not sponsored. And yes, but I know somebody's going to put in the comments, so I'm just going to address it now. Yes, I'm a big League of Legends sub-storyline KDA fan. Yes, I'm sorry. I love what Riot did with KDA. It's super, super fun. And it's been a kind of a personal related, it personally relates to me, and it's been an inspiration to me. And so I've been a huge fan of it, and you'll see some of the, I have this really cool mouse pad I'll talk about in a second. I have a couple mouse pads actually, and I'll explain their use cases, obviously. But when Secret Labs had this, first of all, I just needed a better chair in general. I had I think I have a picture of it on my phone. I'll probably insert it in the video. I had a very old office chair that, as again, talking about ergonomics is very important, obviously, here. And so trying to make sure that your arms, your body, your everything is in the proper, upright position and stuff. And I felt like that, the chair that I had, which I had gotten from Office Depot, while did do the job mostly pretty well, I felt like was starting to actually hurt my butt a lot. I know it sounds terrible, but my tailbone and legs and everything were starting to hurt pretty badly because the support wasn't there for it. And so, I know that people are like, oh, gaming chairs are, not ergonomic and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I mean, okay, but a lot of the esports, you see a lot of the esports scene stuff, and yes, I realize the Secret Labs probably sponsors that stuff, but there must be something to it, because League of Legends players have to sit, Pro League, they have to sit at their chairs for hours on end competing. There must be something to this if Secret Labs is a sponsor for it. And my friend Misa Girl, who's you should check her out. I think it's Misa Girl 27 on Twitch. She has a Secret Labs chair herself. She has the Overwatch Diva chair and such. And I was like, hey, how does your Secret Labs chair feel? She's like, oh, it's really comfortable and I really, really like it. And I was considering that over the I forget, I think it's by the what's it called? It was the Ergonomic by something. There was another company that made another chair that I was looking at that, and another streamer friend, my friend Neri, she also was looking at that chair too. So I was looking at like these two different chairs, and I'm like, I don't know which one to go for because they both look pretty ergonomic. And through some talking with my parents and everything, specifically my mom said like the headrest for the ergo chair too, like had like this really, it looked like it had like a really hard like headrest, and I was afraid of like if I hit my head on it, like I've hit my head too many times as it is growing up in my life, just from pure accidents. She was like, yeah, you're gonna hit your head on that, and that's gonna hurt, and that back support just doesn't look that comfortable. So I got this, and I was like, I really like this. I'm going to actually do I might do a review about this chair. I think it's really worth doing a review about. But the short version is that I really found that it was great. My arms were at a perfect, 90-degree angles they should be and stuff. I can remove the back pill if I want, and I can recline it as much as I want too. So those are some of the major upgrades, so far with my desk. I have now 2 stream decks because I'm a button nerd. I do a lot of scene switching during my streams, and I found that the 15 key was not meeting my demands anymore, so I got the 32 key. I've swapped out keyboards a couple times, swapped out mice a couple times. So I'm using a Corsair Scimitar Elite Pro only because my Corsair Scimitar scroll wheel died on me because of user error. Do not do what I do and try to clean the scroll wheel. And I did some very dumb things that I probably shouldn't have done, but like, whatever. And I'm using a Corsair K95 Platinum RGB. And I really like this keyboard a lot. It feels really super good. The keys are really nice. They feel solid. And sometimes during different parts of the day or season or winter, or we're in winter now, but sometimes different parts of the day, depending what the weather's like outside and what the room's like, sometimes the keys just flow. They just, like, you're just typing, just like, and you're like, man, that's smooth. So it's a very good keyboard. Highly recommend it. So kind of continuing more from that sort of like left to right type of feel. I got a M Audio, was it a Keystation Mini 32 MIDI keyboard. I use it for composing. I don't do a whole lot of like playing on it. I use it mainly just to help fish out notes when I'm trying to find something and I want to, I want to find some notes that I want specifically to play in a particular piece. So I just use it more for that. And sometimes also for testing out sounds of synthesizers when I want to know what something sounds like before I use it. That's what that is used for. Also on my setup, and kind of talking more about the AV stuff of things. So I have triple monitors. I've mostly always had triple monitors. I swapped out at least my main monitor once already. I have, at the time I had 2, I think these are Asus, well, let me look at the model real fast. I gotta do a cheat sheet here. They're 2 Asus VS247H monitors. They're not bad. I think they're, what is it? They're IPS screens, which IPS looks great. I do love the look of IPS. It's very straight colors. The colors feel very, full and they're definitely there. So I have one of them. I had another one, but it died because it started like showing a lot of like pixel noise. I think some of the inputs were starting to die, or the board or something was starting to go on it. So I recently upgraded to my first ever gaming G-Sync monitor. And this one, I got to look at the cheat sheet again. I'm so sorry, I don't have my gear memorized. It's an Asus ROG PG248Q monitor. This is a 144 hertz monitor. It can be overclocked to 180, which I don't overclock my monitor because I don't feel like I should be doing that. It's a TN panel, so the color range is not as full as an IPS display, but considering the fact I don't do any real color grading on it, and I mainly just do a lot of just like gaming on it and watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. I do more of my color grading on this Dell monitor here that I'll talk about in a second, because I have a few things that I want to address with this one monitor. But this one main monitor is perfectly fine for what it does. It's adequate for a lot of stuff. Honestly, I like watching YouTube content on it and stuff, and movies and things. Well, I don't really watch a lot of movies, but at least for gaming and stuff like that, it's really been a very solid, enjoyable experience, and I like it. The other monitor over here is this Dell one, which if I can look up again cheat sheets, it's a Dell U2414H. Got kind of an H theme going on here, but that's the model of this monitor. Now, this one's actually where my OBS is currently sitting for when I do recordings, when I do live streaming. And so it sits on this part of the screen. The problem that I have with this monitor is kind of, I guess you could say, twofold, because it leans more toward the red, like a red-white rather than like a blue-white, or like more of a centered color space. I have it set to sRGB mode because I partially use it for color grading. So trying to do color correction on this particular monitor is rather difficult. So that's where I look at the histogram in Vegas Pro to do my color grading adjustments and stuff. But it's rather deceptive because when I look at, say, like my video camera, which is the true white balance versus what the white balance looks here, it ends up looking more red or more orange-ish, more of a warmer temp than more of the colder temp that my video camera sees. So color accuracy is a little bit off. I've tried to correct it in the NVIDIA control panel, and I just can't seem to nail the correction. So I just kind of like give up on it for right now until I get something better down the road. But for what it does and for what it's for, it's mainly, you know, fine, and I don't really mind it too much. It's just that it has those little quirks that really kind of bug me, and you know, I'd like to not have to deal with it at some point. Kind of continue from that left to right thing. I know I kind of went right to left. Now we're going, I'm dyslexic. You know what? Don't worry about it. Just work with it. So for my audio, a lot of people have asked different questions about my audio and stuff. So we're going to kind of start from the source chain all the way to the end. So starting from the source, I have an Electro Voice RE320. And I've had this microphone for a long time. I absolutely love this microphone. It's very powerful. It's very, it just feels kind of bold, and it has that, you know, that real presence that I want to have on stream, so I can get up real close like this and do radio DJ if I really wanted to. Now, that low end is kind of deceptive too. So it goes from the Electro Voice RE320 to a cloud lifter, because this is a very gain heavy microphone. So the cloud lifter adds about plus 25 dB or so of gain over, and it's powered by phantom power. And then that gets plugged into my Yamaha 10, what was it? It's the MG10XU mixer, which I've done a video about, and I've gotten like a number of, oh my gosh, the comments I got on that video were absolutely ridiculous. And so many, I think a lot of people misunderstood some things that I had to say about that mixer. I would like to swap it out with something else. I'm going to be talking to hopefully one of my friends sometime soon about a different mixer, because I got a Rode Podcaster mixer. I'm a physical mixer kind of a person. I like to physically be able to change dials, although I can do digital mixing, obviously, since I produce music and stuff. But I just, for live, there's just something very physically pleasing about being able to produce and move sliders while you're live on the fly. It's something I'm very used to and really enjoy doing. And I'd like to be able to do more mixing things from my stream, so I can just kind of have some more flexibility. Be able to do, you know, a few extra stuff that just, you know, could not normally be accomplished and everything. I might end up using like that mixer with this other one that I have in mind, and you know, and not only would I be able to get like 4 channels, but I'd be able to get an extra like 10 for like 14 total channels theoretically and stuff, for a lot of flexibility, which would be super cool. So coming off the mixer, it goes back and around to a audio compressor that I bought from a friend many years ago. It's the Behringer MDX 4600, I believe, and that is used for mainly to help prevent peaking in my computer, because I do a line in to the back of my computer, so it comes off the compressor and goes into the line in, and then I just tell Windows to turn the audio down by like 48% or so, just for, you know, just for extra, not to really overload that the onboard audio for the computer and stuff. So that kind of really does it for most of the stuff. I have, for extra things, one other thing I forgot to mention, is I have an Astro A50, which I'm planning to swap out at some point, I think. Not because it's a bad headset, it's been a great headset, but I'm just noticing some small little things that are becoming somewhat of an annoyance to me and I'm getting kind of sick of dealing with. So I might be swapping it out sometime here this year, maybe, we'll see. So there's that to consider as well. What else? Oh, and sort of like, I guess some little knick-knack thingies because, you know, why not? So sort of a small backstory, maybe I'll do a full story sometime. I started out doing Lego stop motion animations as a kid, and Lego has just been a part of my childhood and just something that I think every person in the world should experience, Lego toys. And so I built myself a little phone stand that has some Lego men operating a, what's it called? Like one of those little clapper thingies and then a video camera and stuff. So it's kind of like a little nostalgic nod to my childhood and stuff. And then right in front of that is my Diva Overwatch mouse pad by Razer. And talking about mouse pads, again, going back to this, Riot had a KDA mouse pad and I had to get it because it just looked so cool because of the color scheme. It's blue and dark, it's light blue, dark blue, and kind of like a gray silverish look. And it's just more used, it's specifically used as a showpiece. It's not really used as a mouse pad. It's literally there just for show and kind of just to give the desk some extra aesthetic to it for just something visually pleasing for myself, for, you know, just to enjoy and everything. I have a little tin box of cables and chargers, and that's to try to keep that organized. And then I have my Lego Diva Overwatch toy right in front of my esports trophy that I got in a Overwatch competition. Yes, I got second place, but I'm still proud of it. It's my first esports trophy. Let me enjoy it. And then right behind that is actually a Diva Nerf Gun. There's kind of a bit of a Diva theme here. Do you catch my drift? In case you couldn't tell. But the cool part about this one is that that Diva gun I painted because originally the lower part of the gun was pink, and in the in-game model it's actually a slate gray. So I wanted to paint that. So I did a little bit of, like, I used to say kind of cosplaying work, I guess. And I painted it slate gray, which is the color that it is. And it just kind of hangs there on the wall. It's just kind of like this little, you know, just fun things to enjoy, really. And the next to that is my original skateboard that I've had, I think, for at least 18 years or so. I went skateboarding on this thing like all the time. One day I was skateboarding on it and the wheels just shredded open. I was able to save one wheel to kind of like zip tie it so it kind of hangs on my wall as a shrine to, you know, my childhood days of skateboarding. I still kind of skateboard. I don't do tricks. I just cruise around on it. I built myself a new skateboard, which I did a stream about not too long ago, like I guess like a year or so ago now. And then next to that, my friend does vinyl cutting. And so he did a vinyl, like, it's like this, it's on a paint canvas, but it's a vinyl vector cutout of Ari, who's my favorite character from League. And it says like KDA on it, and you'll see it in the video, obviously. So I've got that on the wall. And then going down from that, I have a Minecraft poster, which I'm not like that attached to. And then I have a Bionicle character, and then again, sort of more of a nod to like things that inspired me. Tron Legacy. I have the Lego Tron Legacy Lego set sitting on my speakers, which are a pair of M Audio AV40s, which are used for my monitoring and listening to music in general and such, and watching YouTube videos and everything. And I have a couple Raspberry Pis that I don't use that often. They're just kind of there. And at the centerpiece of my KDA mouse pad is KDA Ari herself, obviously. And what else? All the remotes for all the different devices I have to control, like my lights and my camera and everything, which I don't end up using the remote for the camera that often. It was kind of like a set it and forget it type of a thing. And I have some guitar gear off to the side that I use once in a while. When nobody's home, when nobody's like around to hear me, I like to, you know, play guitar and blare music and play along to things and stuff like that. So I'm obviously a real music guy and everything. Maybe I don't know. I think I've done a guitar rig video before. But if not, if you guys want to see me, have me talk about that, I will, because I did get a new guitar amp. I sold, I think, like 2 or 3 amps that I had that I wasn't using anymore, and got this better one that I really enjoy the sound of. It's a tube amp, by the way. And then obviously also behind there is the studio camera. Maybe I might do a whole like guitar video thing by itself, whatever. But I have my studio camera, which is a Logitech C930E. That does a wide angle shot of the entire, studio and everything. So there is that as well. And I think that kind of pretty much brings everything to sort of a close. Oh, and of course I have my Yamaha subwoofer. I don't remember the model of it. I'll probably stick it in the video or in the description, somewhere around there. So, but yeah, that is mainly most of it. This video is going on for long enough as it is, so I think I'll go ahead and try to wind it down. But yeah, that is basically my office for 2021, and I've been really happy with a lot of things I've added. It's really made it's added a lot of flexibility. It's add a lot of enjoyability, flexibility, enjoyability, productiveness and stuff. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to interact with me more, please come to my Twitch page at twitch.tv/grid21. I stream Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday starting at 4:30 p.m. EST, unless my day is going longer than I expected, like today, for example, and I need to finish up some work. But otherwise, I'll be live sometime around there, if not a little bit after. And I hope to see you there. Join our Discord community as well. There's a link tree down there. Just click on the link tree, and it shows all my links for everything. Go check it out, and we hope to see you there. So until then, have an awesome rest of your day, week, wherever you are, and I hope to see you soon. So take care.